You know, I have so many memories at Three River Stadium. So Buck Night, you know what Buck Night is?
No.
So Buck Night, you know, the Buccos, Buck Night was a big thing growing up, right? Dollar to get in the place, right? Dollar to get in, boom, general admission. Dollar hot dog, dollar Coke. So you're like, oh yeah, baby. So I get my buddies again. It was like 4 Buck Nights a year, like, because they were so cheap, they needed people in there. Well, the great thing about Buck Night was I used to deliver newspapers, so I had a couple extra bucks on the side, but Buck Night allowed me to get the nachos. So I'm like, the nachos Bel Grande. You guys remember that? You get like nachos with salsa on one side and nacho cheese on the other side. Big mound of just bad round, you know, nachos that would crush your boiler right now if you ate them, you know. So I'm like, we're in the upper tank. We're just having a great time. I just go get my nachos. I'm like, this is great. Got a little bit of a weight problem at the time. I'm 13 years old. I haven't really hit puberty, you know, and that stuff, but I'm just crushing food, right? So on the upper deck, there's a couple people around us. Buck Night gets pretty packed because there's some cheap people in Pittsburgh, and they all just come for Buck Night. They're like, this is so great, $3, you can dominate. Watch the Buccos play. It was like Bonds, Bonilla, Van Slyke back in the day. So I'm up there, I come back, and my buddies are sitting there. I got the nachos going, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. And I just go, boom, salsa, cheese, eat. Salsa, cheese, jalapeno, eat. Crushing it. And so right in the middle of crushing my nachos, remember, we're in the upper deck. All of a sudden, I see this like paper airplane flying. I see something coming towards me, but I don't think much of it. I'm like, man, what is that? Is that a paper airplane? Is that a, you know, what is that? And it just kind of keeps getting closer, and I'm just like watching them. Bonds is hitting. I'm like, this is unbelievable. And I'm like, I love, don't you love Buck Night, guys? You know, telling my buddies. And this thing just keeps getting close to me, Matty. And all of a sudden, this thing gets closer. And I'm like, what the? And it's like, and I like go to put my nachos down, and bam, this humongous bug is in my nacho cheese. And he's like, roar, and I'm like, ah, right? And I'm like, I can't believe it. Drop my nacho. I start stamping it out, right? I'm like, my God, it's unbelievable. But this praying mantis come flying in from like Cleveland. He's like, roar, and he came right for my nachos. Comes into my nachos. He's just looking at me like, I'm going to fight you. And they're scary. They're like the face of a praying mantis. Unbelievable. So I stomp out this praying mantis. Well, it turns out there's a cop next to me, right? And the cop's like, hey, man. He gets on me like I killed the praying mantis on purpose. I'm 13 years old. All I want to do is, I'm at Buck Night. I just want to crush my nachos and have a great day. Next thing I know, this cop's like, hey, man, those things are going extinct. That's illegal to kill a praying mantis. I'm like, what's a praying mantis? I don't even know what you're talking about. Guy's like, dude, he goes, I got to go talk to security. Guy was dead serious. So next thing you know, like, killed a praying mantis. You know, the guy, and then I talked him off the ledge, like, come on, man, I'm 13. I can barely afford this place. I deliver papers. I just want to eat my nachos. Praying mantis flew in. What would you do? What would you do if he jumped in your nacho cheese? So anyway, the guy sat down. He calmed down. Next thing you know, next thing you know, it was like salsa, cheese, praying mantis, arm, and jalapeno. I ate around it, and that's when I see Three River Stadium explode. I always remember that praying mantis.
Oh man, Casey.
That was awesome.